meaning I signed somebody up for a free website. That's really not what this business is about. We're in business to help people with their health and their wealth. Pick one or both of them. So we need to be having a conversation as soon as you've signed somebody up for a free website. You need to ask them, what was it that got them interested in signing up to start off with? And the first thing that you should do with people is to send them the back office link of the product link. There's about 24 or 25 videos. People understand more in picture and videos than they do in words. It's just the way that it is, okay? And I've been doing this for a while now, and I send it through my welcome email for them to take a look at those videos. And then within 48 hours, our second step is to do a Zoom. For me to do a Zoom with that one person only, one-on-one, because now I want to get to know that person and, you know, what caught your interest here and what product caught your interest after taking a look at it. And what they're doing is they're picking what products they want. We don't have to kind of push that issue. And then it gives me a chance to have the conversation that when you decide to go shopping today, on the front page, you'll see where you have the opportunity of saving either 15, 20, or 25%. And that's entirely up to you, Catherine. Okay. I'm not telling you have to buy a pack, but if you do, you'll choose what products you want. And if you can't afford it, that's fine. But you've got to pick out one product that's going to equate to about 50 bucks. Because if you and I are going to work together, you're going to start sharing this with people. And I want to know, what is your story going to look like? Because if you don't have a story, then you're forced to selling something, and we don't want to get into the selling game. As I've shared with people before, story sells, presentation, smells. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't use a presentation, because in my emails, I've also added Adam's link to the presentation that he did, because I think that people should have, if it was me signing up, number one, I'd want to see a presentation before signing up. Number two, I'd want to see the products first. What am I getting myself into? That's not what we're doing here. And then you wonder why you are where you are. And I think that you need to kind of unfold what you've been doing. And I think number one is to ask them, if you had an opportunity that fit into their lifestyle, would you be open? And when they say yes, and this is what I wanted to share with you guys, because I've been doing reels, and it just come upon me within the past week that I started doing it with new people that I've been personally enrolling. A lot of people have a hard time to do a 15-second reel, and I can understand. I mean, it's not a comfortable place, I've got comfortable with it. So what I started to do with a few new people is I told them that they can use one of my reels. It's 20 seconds. And when you ask somebody, if I had an opportunity that could put more money into your pocket on a part-time basis, would you be open? Very few people will say no. They'll say yes, because they really don't know where you're going with it. And then you can say, listen, and when they say yes, then you can say, I want to introduce you to my business partner, 20 seconds. And my 20-second reel clearly tells them they have an opportunity to get a free online website and start making 40%. So as soon as that's done, I've already done the work for you, Catherine. All you have to do is point and click, ask them if they have 20 seconds. And I'm telling you, this is working. When I say I'm telling you, I'm telling you this is working. Or make your own reel, okay? Or use your upline, And on the other hand, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but if you click on Michael Allison, you have the opportunity of going to all of my reels, and you can click on original, and you can use every word that I've used and put yourself up there on the picture without saying a word. I mean, I don't know if you know that or not. Okay. But what I like about, and it's not me, I'm not making this up about me. What I'm just saying is there's a lot of value when you say, I'd like to introduce you to my business partner. You have 20 seconds.
Michael, I've seen a lot of people do that with things where they're just their picture is on the reel, or they're on the reel live, and then they're kind of shaking their head and nodding to the video that's playing in the background.
Yeah,
That's your comment.
Yeah, that's right. But I do have to say, Adam, I'm not so sure if that would be as good as I want to introduce you to my business partner.
Oh, agreed.
Because a lot of the times, guys, people won't join you, not because they don't have enough information about the company or what have you. A lot, and it's true. A lot of the times they won't join you is because they may think that they're above you, or they may think that they're not sure if you can bring them to the promised land. And as soon as you introduce them to a stranger, a no turns into a yes. 80%, 70, whatever it is, once once that person got started, then I've got my people sending them just the link for them to take a look at the products, because we have to have a conversation at our Zoom meeting within 24 to 48 hours. And I want to talk about what products are turning you on. And I want to talk about, when you go shopping, there's 3 different choices depending on how much you want to save. And if you don't, that's okay. But all that I'm doing is I'm asking you to commit to one product every month on Smart Ship at 45 to 50 bucks. And it's really going to be more like 60, 65 bucks, if they want the shake, or, whatever. But I'm asking everybody to commit to one product, because if you take that, number one, that's doable for the 80%ers of the world. And this is why I'm doing this, the 80%ers of the world. Okay. Not everybody's got 300 or 500 bucks to throw in, especially when they don't know nothing. That's the scary part. That's why validation is so important right up front. So, because I've done the numbers, then you can all do the numbers. If you listen, enrolling 6 to 12 personals in this type of a business is fairly simple. What you do with that after is another thing. You just can't sit by and, like you've heard me say, leave them at the curb or leave them at the end of the driveway. You have to let them know that I'm sending you a link right now. I want you to get familiarized with some of the products, because I'm going to be asking you what products are turning you on. And in that Zoom, then I'm going to ask them to commit to one product a month. And if you enroll 3 people and taught everybody to do that, and we know that that's the perfect world, 3 by 3 to the 7th power. We know that, but we have to start someplace. Okay. And if you enroll 3 and one happens to be a dud, well, then you'll have to go enroll another one. I mean, that's just the way that it is. How many times have you fired somebody at your business? You have to have something to shoot for. And I really do believe in my heart. I really believe it. I can't tell you how strong I feel about it. If you tee it up properly, everybody can get 3 people 7 times. You would end up with 2,178 people in your organization that is ordering a minimum of one product of 50 bucks. And I can guarantee you, because as it starts to unfold, and what I mean by that is I enrolled 3 people today. Well, how long are you going to sit to ask those 3 people to go enroll 3 people? So you have to have some type of a system going here. Hey, I want to introduce you to my business partner. Until they can do it themselves, until they become a leader. But as a leader, that is our job to show them what's next. And I don't think that that's happening. And if it is happening, then I want to see your report. I'm just going to be upfront. Okay. If you do this, again, you can't, we're just letting people slip through our fingers. Okay.
They need to understand, Michael, the duplication pattern that you're trying to set up. And if they see the money at the end of the rainbow by doing that, then they're going to be more apt to say yes. And you're not asking them for a lot, right? You're not asking them to do, $200 a month or buy a big package or anything like that. But you're saying, look, what is it that you would like your people to do? And, what you do is a reflection of that. So, make sure you do something that you want them to do. Because if you don't do what you want them to do, guess what? They're not going to do anything more than what you do.
Here's what's really cool. And I think we touched upon it last week, the residual portion or the reoccurring income. If somebody's buying packs, and I've seen this within my own organization, then they don't buy products for a long time. So you get paid one time on a pack, and then you don't get paid for 3, 4, or 5 months down the road. This is going to guarantee that everybody starts off by getting paid once a month. You enroll 3 people. Now, if you keep that going, then you're going to start getting paid every 3 weeks. Now you're going to start getting paid every 2 weeks. Now you're going to start getting paid every week, because 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 9 is 27. And so what happens, it's a revolving door, and you may have 100 people, Catherine. This closing day is the business is Sunday night. In 1 week, you may have 100 people. It was their so-called time to order at least one product. So you're getting paid on 100 people that week. The second week, it may be 400. In the third week, it may be 700. See, that's how it should work. Okay. Just by one product. And I'm not saying don't lose sight. I think it's a great hook. Hey, I could set yourself up with a free online store in your name, and you can start making 40%. I'm getting a lot of people that are really grabbing that like you can't believe, but the work ain't done yet. You have got to set up a Zoom meeting, or you've got to set up a, instant message video, through Facebook, and have a conversation with them. And I've put 2 hours in some of these people, and it's going to pay off, because I understand why they're doing this. And I also understand why they chose me over 3 other companies. And Adam has been, you've heard that with your own ears.
Absolutely. It's the authenticity. It's he's down to earth. Michael's not renting a Ferrari and pitching people on reels about this incredible lifestyle you could have. He's not doing that. He's keeping it at a level that people can relate to, and they can relate to him. And here he is in his office. He's not doing anything special. He just has got a consistency of doing it. And when you're consistent at doing anything, even when you're first getting started, you just keep getting better and better and better at it. And I've watched Michael keep getting better and better and better at it. So the results are starting to really compound. And Mike, you're introducing me to people all the time. You got great things happening. Good people too. Really excited people.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing. You're absolutely correct. And what one person said to you, well, one of the reasons that I joined him is I went and looked at a lot of his videos, and he was very consistent, meaning, and this is what they said. They said this to you, Adam, as a matter of fact. He wasn't out there dancing or singing. He was consistent with his message. And so every message that I do, I want it to at least lead them into a conversation with a free online store and start making 40%. I understand we have a lot of other things to talk about as we move on. Okay, but you have to start someplace.
And that's a great hook though, Mike. That's a really great hook. And it's something that everybody can say and do and have to be able to offer. And, 40% is pretty significant. Free online store with your own name, and you'll start earning 40%. How about getting paid next Wednesday?
Yeah,
You
so
know?
what that does, Adam, is you can have a conversation with them. If they're going to show up and open up their, and that's one of the things that I speak to them about. Okay, now that you and I have hook elbows together and we're in business together, what days and what hours are you going to show up? And they'll say, well, what do you mean? I'll say, well, let me ask you a question. What do you do on a Monday? I work. What time do you go to work? What time do you get out? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? That's what I do in this. And so I find out where they're open. So if they're open between 7 and 9 or whatever it is, then I'll say, so do you want, I'll give you an hour of my time if you can introduce me to 3 people after they've watched the company tours.
Fair enough. I mean, you're not asking them for a lot, right? If you do this, I'll do this. If you do this, right?
I'm doing something for you, but I'm also asking for something in return, because if you do not show the company tours and you want to introduce somebody to me, then you're asking me to talk them into something.
Can't do it. It's not duplicatable. You can't. Not everybody can be Michael Allison or a Jane, or right. Not everybody can be Catherine, right? So you have to set it up so that they can see themselves doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and you have to have that conversation. Our goal, okay, I tell them that my goal is to help you personally enroll 12 people. But we're going to start off with 3.
Fair enough.
And I'm assuming, Catherine, that the 3 that you're bringing in are coming in for the sole purpose that they want to make an extra income. If they don't want to make an extra income, then you don't need to introduce them to me. Tell them to go shopping. Knock yourselves out. Okay. And I've had this conversation with Jane plenty of times. Listen, I'm looking to speak to people that want to diversify their income on a part-time basis, whatever that is. So those are the conversations that I have. And I got to tell you something. Over 30 minutes, I see a transformation of a person that I thought I didn't know, but it's quite something. And you have to do that. That's how we did it. And by the way, I will end with this. And I really want you guys to think about this, because I got to thinking about it the other day. There's 24 hours in a day. In my 70.5 years, there's always been 24 hours in a day for business. And I'm here to tell you that today, over the last, I'll say 10 years, is not true. And I'll even ask anybody here to challenge me. So it looks like this. Up until 26 years ago, when I started network marketing, I had to leave the house. I had to hand somebody a VHS cassette tape. I had to pick it up. Oh, there was a whole lot of running going around. I have to do a presentation at the Holiday Inn every Thursday night like clockwork, and training from 9 to 12 at the Holiday Inn on a Saturday morning. What else am I leaving out here?
Oh, you probably were running ads and maybe even had an office.
Oh, and I actually developed a paper route. Can you believe that? I used to get these sizzle cards. Are you tired of being sick and tired? Call up this 1-800 number. And on a Saturday and a Sunday morning, I would put 8 sizzle cards in a sandwich bag very neatly, and some tape, double tape on the back side. And I would put it at the ATMs on a Saturday and Sunday, because people were either getting out of church, going to take out some money, or vice versa. And I was putting them on every phone booth.
Unbelievable. Remember phone booths. Now you're dating yourself for sure.
See, there's no more phone booth. So getting back to the 20 hours, so you have an idea as to where we were going back those many years ago. Today, you can condense, it's like we got 35 hours, because you can condense. Listen, you're hitting a button to send Terry a piece of information. hey, Terry, if I send you a 3-minute video, will you watch it? It's a yes or no, man. And if he says yes, I'm hitting it that fast, not snail mail, but boom.
And
he's listening.
and the other thing to point out though is instead of like 8 cards on an ATM, right? You're recording something for 15 seconds, turning it into a reel, and 3, 4, 5,000 people are seeing it.
Yeah. So you can you see, guys, that when somebody says to you, and I've had a few people just the last couple of days, I don't have time. I said, you know what? That's BS. Okay. That's BS. And I'm going to tell you why. I ran my own company, employed 40 people. Okay. And I was introduced to network marketing. You think I had time? No, I handed out those VHS and 3 people brought it to their wives. And 2 or 3 weeks later, I got a check, a bluish, greenish check for $300. And that's what caught my attention. Okay. I called up the company. My wife worked for the bank. I told her, is this real? And she looked at it. She said, well, the serial number, blah, blah, blah. I said, bring it to the bank and see if they cash it. In the meantime, I'm going to call up the company and ask them why I got $300.
That's usually how people figure out the compensation plan, by the way. They make the money and then they reverse engineer and go, where did this come from, right?
Yeah. And
Mike,
don't be afraid to tell people, that this may not be for you. If everything is, they keep giving you pushback.
Yeah. It may not be for them. Take it away from them. Here, as we wrap up, Mike, one of the things I just want to, point out is that you're having results with these complete strangers because you are taking the time to get to know them, to do that initial Zoom event where you're asking them to do something where, you do this and I'll get together with you and spend time, but you're learning about them. And the bottom line is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's the bottom line. And so you're spending that quality time with the right people, the ones that are pushing back. You're saying, hey, this might not be for you. Because the reality is your time is the most valuable asset you have. And as you've pointed out, it's very limited. So just congratulations on that. And I thank you for giving us a play-by-play on what you're doing on a regular basis. We really appreciate it. Where'd he go? Oh, he's there somewhere. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody for hopping on. We did record a majority of this. If you did miss my exciting announcements in the beginning, maybe you should have been here live. Anyway, glad you guys can hop on Tuesday Night Live. We do it every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Adam Levy from Canton, Connecticut signing off. Michael Allison, thank you for doing all that you do. And everybody, thanks for joining us every Tuesday night. Coming up, www.ctfowebinar.com, 9 p.m. is the corporate call or the corporate Zoom that you don't want to miss. Everybody have a great night. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Night,
Great job.
everybody.
Bye.